Hey guys, it's Sarah, and I'm gonna go ahead and get started on my first album, my first layout for my Boston and Savannah album. So I'm gonna be doing this one right here that I showed you in my last video. So this really large picture, it's a huge kind of different colored wood grain wall that was sitting in a square, and it has the word Boston in like large black steel letters and stuff. So I took a picture of that. And I'm going to be using this page kit that I used, or that I put together, sorry, when I did all of these. So one thing I'm adding, obviously, is thickers. So I'm going to use these that are called macaw, and they're like a wood grain. And another thing that I'm going to be keeping on my desk from here on out for a little while is this little envelope full of scraps. And these are teeny, teeny, tiny scraps, like strips. I could probably put them into my scraps bin, but I really just want to kind of use them up as much as I can. So I'm going to try to, I'm not going to try, I'm going to keep it on my desk, and I'm going to try to get through this throughout the rest of this year when I'm scrapping. And then inside here, I also have some 6x6 free papers that are not part of a paper pack, or they came from a paper pack maybe, and I ripped them out for whatever reason. Some of them were shared at retreats and stuff like that. So I just kind of want to start making a dent in these. I even have some like 3x4 cards and stuff like that. So I want to start making a dent in this, and especially this kind of stuff out here is so easy to use up. So I'm going to keep it on my desk from here on out until I can use them, so that you're going to be seeing this a whole bunch. I'm already seeing a couple pieces I can use on here, so I think I'm going to be able to do that. And yeah, we're gonna go ahead and get started. So the story I'm going to tell on this one is that while we were walking around in downtown Boston, there were gale force winds that day. The one day that we had to walk around, we broke the hotel's umbrellas because the wind was so strong, and I'm not kidding. Like, I wish I was kidding. It was that bad. Okay, but I'm going to talk about that a little bit, because you can definitely see, like, around here how, like, you know, overcast it is. There's some cloud coverage over just the buildings and stuff. It was yeah, and like all these leaves and stuff here are from the winds, and it was kind of crazy, but didn't stop us. Like, we're in Boston for, you know, we have a whole 6 hours to walk around. We're gonna take advantage, so we did. But yeah, okay, we're just gonna get started.
All right, so the picture here goes really, really well with this kit, and I'm really glad that I was able to pair them because it just goes so nicely. And I remember when I was making this kit and pulling these papers and stuff, I thought about Boston, because in the paper that's on the bottom there, there's a little tiny strip of a map that's actually of Great Britain, which is funny because, you know, we went and saw Hamilton on this trip, and so it was all about, you know, the British and everything, and it was kind of funny. So I was like, that's perfect. So this one here is going to be my background. I know that's an Amy Tangerine paper, and I'm going to cut off the little strip of the map on this paper here, and then I'm also going to cut little pieces and strips from here, from the rest of it, because I really like the old kind of almost cursive handwriting there. It looks like an old document or something. And since, you know, we were seeing Hamilton, and Boston is so full of that type of history, you know, with, you know, the Constitution and all that stuff, it's just, I thought it went really, really nicely. So I liked having kind of that little hint of old time cursive on here. And then I grabbed a really large gold doily, which I thought would take up, make a nice statement kind of on the paper here. So I am going to use this pattern paper here as well as a really large piece. And I'm just penciling out where I want to cut my paper here, because I want that to be a really large layer on the back of everything. And I do like this brown here as well to map my photo. And I'm going to go ahead and take it out of the center here. So I'm going to put it down, and then I'm going to use my craft knife to cut around it. And that is going to be the mat for my photo. And I made sure to put it down where I knew that the other pattern paper is going to be covering up that hole, kind of like I do with the cardstock when I map my entire layout with it, but this is just a little piece here. But I really liked the brown, and I like how the brown is going to map my photo there, the brown and the white. So I am going to go ahead and stick this down and start building my layers because I really like where everything is going, and I don't want to lose that. So I have this really large doily here, and that doily, I'm pretty positive I got that during Thanksgiving time at a grocery store, and it, you know, it's like for a place setting, like for a Thanksgiving place setting or something. I think they had gold, green, and red at that time. So it was probably like, you know, Thanksgiving holiday time, Christmas time too. But yeah, they're supposed to be for like place settings on your table, and I bought them for my scrapbooking because that's what I do. All right, so I'm going through my little scraps here. I'm pulling a couple things that I thought could work, and they're all in these little brown tones. I'm not going to use all that I end up pulling out. I'm going to use some of them, though, for sure. Just things that I can tuck in and just add a couple layers here and there, but I don't end up using absolutely everything. So I think I pulled that one for a journaling spot, but I forgot that I have something else in my kit for journaling, so I'm not going to end up using that one, but that's okay. All right, so now I'm using my thickers, and I am going to spell out the word Boston. That's all I really need. And that's going to go right above my photo there, and then I'm going to use that fabulous as well. So here's the little postcard that I pulled for my journaling spot, and so I'm going to put that other one back, but I'm going to tuck this in behind. I want to make sure part of that heart is showing, so I'm going to have that kind of peeking out, and then I will do my journaling on that spot, and I'm going to kind of place everything else that I pulled, and I end up using everything that I pulled, you guys. It's pretty cool. I love it when that happens, when I, you know, build a page kit and then I end up using everything that I pulled for it. It doesn't always happen. Sometimes I don't use everything. Just depends on how things actually end up looking when I start putting everything down and what's going to actually work with my topic. But as you can see, I'm putting some of these strips down. Some of them are working great. The mushrooms have zero things to do with Boston, but the colors go really well, and I'm just tucking it in behind, and it's not enough of a statement that it's standing out too bad. But I am going to use these strips here, and I'm starting just another little cluster up there, and I'm going to run this through my Xyron machine, which it barely fit through. It actually kind of bent the sides at the top and the bottom a little bit because it was a little bit too big, so whoopsies, but that's okay. And then this looks like a little map. I'm just going to tuck that in behind. I'm going to use this large cork globe up on top as well. And let me go ahead and get my title down first, though, because that's going to take up a good amount of room up here. So I'm going to put that down, and then I will put the fabulous. I kind of regretted not putting the fabulous down first because I do end up pulling up a little bit of the thickers to kind of tuck it underneath a little bit because I didn't want them laying on top. I wanted them underneath, but that's okay. It ends up working in the end, but I wish I had done that first. So, all right, so I'm going to use up these labels here too. I have 3 labels on here. I'm just going to stick them in a couple different places, and that just uses up that package, which is really nice. And then I have this gold glitter geotag. I have this yellow camera. I'm going to go ahead and put the globe down because I know I want to use that for sure. And I want to put something on it. I just don't know what yet. I'm just kind of tucking things here and there, seeing what I can put where, all that good stuff. So I'm going to fiddle with that camera a little bit. I'm going to end up putting it down here using some glue dots. And I have 2 flare badges here that I want to use. So one of them I'm going to use on top of the globe up there, and then the other one I'm going to put along the bottom, and they both have maps on them. And this one I need to pop up on some pop dots. Now these pop dots are really thick. I need to get some thinner pop dots because it stands up a little bit too much for me, to be honest with you, but it's okay. It's not enough that I'm going to go back and change it or anything, but I do want some like thinner, thinner foam that's not quite so big. I'm going to go ahead and do my journaling, so that way if I want to add anything around it, I already have my journaling done, so I don't have to worry about it, because I do have these stars I want to put on here. These are like almost bronzy stars, and I really like the weight of them and the way that they contribute to the colors and kind of the feel for the layout. They're kind of like an old-timey type thing. And then I have some enamel dots to finish it off. And then that's going to complete this layout, you guys. It came together so quickly just because everything was already picked for me, and I ended up using everything. It was fantastic. So I have some close-ups coming up here for you. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and please let me know if you guys have any questions. And this is the start of our travel album. So, all right, I'll see you guys again soon. Hope you have a great day. Bye.